And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black with red trim. He weighed in at 129.8 pounds. His professional record, 8 victories, 5 defeats, 2 draws. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. From Neptune, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tyrone, Hands of Stone, Luckey. Luckey. And his opponent across the ring, he's fighting out of the red corner. He wears the red and blue. He weighed in at a ready and even 130 pounds. His professional record, 13 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 9 wins coming by way of knockout. From Miami, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Luis La Estrella Franco. Franco.
And Eddie Claudio brings them to the center of the ring.
Okay, both trunks are fine. Okay, Luis, aquí, Tyrone right here. We went over the instructions. Te di la instrucción en el camerino. I want you to obey my command. Quiero que me obedezca lo que te diga. Let's have a good fight. Catch up.
You know, Randy, both these guys are great punchers. A lot of knockouts on their scorecard. So, looking for an exciting fight.
Referee Eddie Claudio, he is a veteran. You like to have a veteran in there, especially when you have 2 guys who can punch like this, and they tend to start, both of them start their first rounds a little bit on the wild side. Let's see if they go right at each other tonight. Luckey in the black trunks with the red stripes, and the man in the red with the blue waistband is Luis Franco.
And they're filling each other out with the jab, long jabs.
And once again, as is their history, both guys don't like to feel out. They like to come right out, work behind the jab, and work their way in. Both guys very decent punchers. Luckey with an 8-4-2 record with 6 knockouts. And Luis Franco with a 12-1-1 record. He has knocked out 9 of his opponents.
Franco's got some nice body point, left hooks to the body there today. Threw a couple nice short left uppercuts in there.
Jerry, do you think body punching is a lost art?
I think it is. I think in the amateur boxing, it's more hitting the head, and there's not a lot of body shots. And I think the amateurs really stop hitting to the body. But I think it's got to come back. I think it's starting to come back.
And I do think I got to agree with you. In the amateurs, so many times, guys were landing so many body shots, and the judges were not scoring them, and they took that into the pros with them.
And the only thing is that, you know, body shots help drop the hands, make the opponent weary, and opens up the upstairs. So I think it's a lost art, but it's coming back.
Luis Franco talking about body shots, a couple of nice stiff jabs right there. This one is scheduled for 8 rounds in the 130-pound division, the junior lightweight division.
And they're doing a good job feeling each other out right now. I mean, I think that they're both boxers and they're trying to find their way in. And they are working themselves in right now, so.
Another nice body shot by Luis Franco. Yeah, you see that right hand to the side.
Luckey's staying outside using that jab. I mean, he's got a nice left jab. He's got to follow it up with a right hand and left hook. Nice combination there by Luckey. You know, it's one thing great about this matchmaker here out in Huntington. They put on very evenly matched bouts.
Well, Ron Katz is the matchmaker of Star Boxing. And for years, Ron has been doing this. About 40 years he's been in the business. One of the very best, not just of today.
Nice left hook at the bell by Luckey.
And Jerry, that was a surprising feeling out round. Well, let's see what happens in round number 2. We'll be back with more Star Boxing after this. Welcome back to the Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island. Joe DeGuardia's Rockin Fights 22. This is a junior lightweight bout scheduled for 8 rounds. In somewhat of a feeling out first round, these guys are jumping on each other right here in round number 2.
And you know what happens when they start jumping on it? They leave themselves open. And Mr. Franco just caught Luckey with a nice right hand.
In that first round, and it's quite unofficial, I had Luis Franco, just because of the body shots that he was landing and the left jabs.
More aggressive, much more aggressive.
Right, so Luis Franco on both of our unofficial cards, Randy G and gentleman Jerry Cooney, former heavyweight contender. Jerry, just a few steps from your old playground.
That's right. It's great to be back out here. These guys are working hard in there. Like you said, Franco's really putting the pressure on Luckey, and he doesn't seem too lucky now.
Very cute, Jerry. And you're right, Franco was doing a number on him inside and using that left hand overtime.
You know, sometimes he's got a 8-4 record. These guys, they learn to lose, and it's hard to get motivated to get up past that. You get used to it.
Jerry, look at that left hand over and over by the man in the red trunks with the blue stripes, with the blue waistband. Luis Franco is driving that left hand to the body, and again he did it. Left hand upstairs, now he goes. He is just taking Luckey apart. Luckey is anything but in this round.
Yeah, I think Luckey would be a lot better just using that jab and moving, but he's a little slower, and Franco's just taking it to him.
Luckey he switched up for a moment. He went southpaw, then he thought better because he got nailed with a few shots, then he's doing it again. He's southpaw right now.
And that's the will of Franco. He's taking it to him. He's not giving him any room. He's making him be uncomfortable.
Well, Luckey was riding a 4-fight win streak until November when he went out to Las Vegas, Nevada, where he fought undefeated Alberto Machado. And Machado drilled him out inside the first 2 minutes of the first round.
And it's hard to rid yourself of a young kid like this after a knockout like that. It's a tough game.
Franco doing a number on him on the inside. Getting underneath his shots, working the body. Eddie Claudio, veteran referee, tells him to work out of it, don't hold on. They don't. And look at that defense on the part of Franco.
Bobbing and weaving.
Final 5 seconds, round number 2. Joe DeGuardia start boxing.
Franco's corners tell him to throw the uppercuts, get inside and bang on the uppercuts. Franco is the smaller guy. He does a lot better inside. He's bobbing and weaving nice. Well, here comes Luckey's throwing some nice punches. Now he's missing a lot.
Well, in his corner, you can see them motioning to him, get together.
I see.
Move
nice
those hands.
right hand by Franco. Luckey's trying a little bit more, but he's still missing.
Jerry, I think his defense is really lacking. I'm talking about Luckey. His hands are down, and I think Franco sees it. He's dropping those shots down to the body. I'm looking for an overhand right by Franco to turn out the lights of Luckey.
What happens to Luckey is he overthrows and leaves himself open. And that's how Franco's going to connect with him. That has been. I wonder where the Kelly comes from on Franco's shorts.
I believe it's from a relative of his who he was dedicating this fight to.
Luckey's punching a little more inside now.
But those shots are really not landing. Look, that left hook went over the top of the head. He took a left jab to the stomach, a left hook to the stomach. Those shots by Franco are landing, and I think they're leaving their impressions every time they land.
Nicely placed. You're right, Randy. Listen, one guy moves on, the other guy goes home. Sad but true about the fight game.
Tyrone Luckey with a record of 8 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws. And tonight, he can come very close to 500. He just may drop to 8-5, 8-6. But you know what? Let's not put the cart before the horse. We've seen guys all of a sudden who are in the lead tire badly, and the other guy just comes right on. So
and you do, and you see Luckey keeps throwing that right hand over the head of Franco instead of aiming for the chest. Make an adjustment. You know, those are the guys that move on. You make an adjustment, you start aiming for the chest, you catch him in the head.
I've heard you say so many times to guys when they say, I can't hit him in the head. You always say, stop aiming for his head.
Aim for
He's
the
moving
chest.
the head. The chest is there.
If you miss the head, you catch the body, you keep balance. These guys are thrown off over the body, and they're missing, they're falling off balance, and it makes them more vulnerable.
And that may have been the best 1-2 of the fight for Tyrone Luckey, left-right. But on the inside, he continues to get eaten up by Luis Franco. Short shots by Franco, who's got those hands up, picking off the shots.
Nice jab by Franco.
And again, nice combination by Franco here in round number 3. Junior lightweight bout, 5 seconds remaining. Joe DeGuardia's star boxer.
Nice left hook by Franco.
They've got some work. And Jerry, let's take a look at action from round number 3.
And see, Franco's bobbing and weaving the 1-2 to the body. He's mixing it up. He's upstairs, downstairs. The jab is working nice for him. He's weaving underneath. He's making Luckey miss. He's throwing over his head. And then he's coming right back with a nice combination. Well, there's Luckey scoring some nice jabs.
They come out, they touch gloves. Jerry, are you for touching gloves at the start of every round? Many cornermen say, I want you to touch gloves at the start of the fight, and you can touch gloves if you want at the very end of the fight, and you don't even have to. You don't have to.
No, you don't. But, you know, you've seen also fights where people do that, and they get caught with a shot and get knocked out. And that's your enemy on the other side of the ring there. So I would say no. I'm fighting him. I'm not going to tap gloves with him. But
well, every round so far, they've come out and they've tapped gloves. Here we are in round number 4.
Nice
this
couple of left hooks by
8.
Nice couple of left hooks by Franco. Luckey's trying, but he hasn't got the tools. Just doesn't have the tools and the motivation to move forward. And you notice, you see Franco setting him up with the body shots, the jabs to the body, the jab to the body. He's going to come over with that right hand and catch him with the right hand soon.
Nice jab being thrown there.
Nice left hook, left uppercut by Franco.
So Franco is using that left hand very professionally. Up, down, from a hook to a jab, uppercuts, body shots, head shots.
Can't miss, cannot miss. Nice right hand off the chin.
I still swear that it's going to be a right hand that's going to take Luckey out of there. His hands are dangerously low.
Well, you know what? Franco's wearing him down, wearing him down. His game, Luckey is, but he just hasn't got the tools to compete with Franco. He's trying.
Look at that defense. Luckey was just throwing shots, and Franco was taking a look at him, leaning back on one leg, bending left, bending right. I like the defense we see so far on the part of Luis Franco.
You know, and if I'm in Luckey's corner, I'm going to tell him, let's get back to basics. Let's work the jab. You got a long left hand. Keep the jab out there and move for a while so you get your bearings back. And he's not doing it. He wants to go and slug it out, and he's bearing the brunt of it.
And every time he throws, there you see him. He just missed a wild left hand, and right before that, he missed a right hand. There he misses a jab. Luis Franco has some good defense. He's a very difficult fighter to hit. Look at that. He got out of the way of a right hand there, got out of the way of a left hand while he stuck at his own left.
He's getting inside the pocket there.
But he didn't throw.
No.
There he did.
Nice left hook by Franco.
And that was a lead left hook.
He's just so cute. He's got great movement, great feet.
Jerry, you were one of the biggest left hookers of all time. Did you like to throw that lead left hook before anything else, or did you work it off the jab normally?
Well, I mean, you know, it all depends on the guy, but the jab is the way to go.
End of round number 4. Welcome back. to the Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. £130 bout. Luis Franco in the red trunks, blue stripes, and Tyrone Luckey in the black trunks with the red stripe. And so far, it's been all Luis Franco in the red trunks, doing Jerry Cooney whatever he seems to want to do. Defensively, he's had it. Offensively, he's had it.
It's not, I mean, Luckey is a game guy. He just does not know how to adapt to fighting a guy like this who's very elusive. And he comes in counter-punching and he sets you up and switches it around. And that's why he's here fighting tonight. Franco's a tough little kid in his one loss. Be interesting to see who he lost to. Back working the jab again, Franco is.
I like that defense, Jerry.
He's just staying out of harm's way. Comes in, attacks, and gets out. It's always great for the longevity of a fighter, Randy. 2 double jabs there. Okay, 2 nice jabs by Franco again. Nice, three left uppercuts.
You catch that?
By Franco.
Very few fighters can do that, Jerry. I remember
nice
when
jabs.
Roy Jones in his prime would throw 3, 4,
6,
5
7
hooks
I
in
saw
a
him fight in the
row.
garden. Listen, Franco's having a lot of fun here right now. He's making it very easy. He's not under any kind of pressure. He's playing, counter-punching. Look at him inside.
Gotta hand it to Tyrone Luckey, who's still trying. He's fighting out of the southpaw position now. But he loses something defensively whenever he goes southpaw, gets nailed with a lot of shots, and then he quickly goes back to right-handed stance with that left foot forward again.
But also, you know, he stands in the pocket. He doesn't move. You throw your punches, you get out. You step right, you step left, you weave underneath. You try something different, and he's not doing it. So obviously, paying the price tonight.
Luis Franco comes in, bends left, bends right, gets out of the way of a shot.
2 left hooks again, uppercut and hook.
As soon as Franco's back touches the ropes, he's out of there. End of round number 5. And Jerry, here's some action from round number 5.
And you just see Franco going to work, and Luckey just can't catch a hold of him. He punches a little left hook there, but he punches, then he moves out of the way. And Luckey's sitting with the problem. He's getting hit all night.
Round number 6.
Nice smile on his face there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd expect him to be smiling. He's had everything his way so far. 5 rounds in the books. I think he's won every single round of the fight. And basically, with the exception of the first round, which was a more or less feel-out round, every round has basically been
dominated.
the way he wanted.
Dominated.
Yeah.
And the only thing you see missing from him, and you know, punches are born, they're not made, is you see guys like Terrence Crawford. He goes in, figures you out, or Triple G. He figures you out, and he takes you out sensational-wise. This guy doesn't have the punching power, though he has a bunch of 9 knockouts in his 13 wins. He's not able to finish this guy off, which is something his corner's got to work on to make it to the next level. Same thing, nice left hooks by Luckey. Franco's working his way in. Again, nice right hand to the body by Franco. I'd like to see him put together 3 or 4 punches at a time. Nice defense, bobbing and weaving. Luckey did not touch him at all. Another right hand left hook by Franco.
Now, Jerry, you mentioned before that punchers are born,
That's right,
not made. Can a guy be taught to punch a lot harder? For instance, in baseball, there are home run hitters. You're not going to make a guy who's a singles hitter a home run hitter. But can he be taught maybe to have a little bit more power? Or, as you said, do you have to be born with that?
Well, let me tell you something. Just right this round, what a fun round to watch Franco missed bobbing him even. But no, you can make a guy sit down on his punches, sit in his feet, and stand still, and use his body more effectively. But KO punches are born. You're a knockout puncher or you're not. I mean, you can wear a guy out, but these two guys, they got to weigh you down and down, and that takes a lot of rounds.
You know, it's funny. I looked across at Ron Katz a few moments ago, and I think he's liking what he's seeing from Luis Franco because he's just sitting there watching the fight. And he's nodding, just talking to himself. Like, yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Luis Franco in the red trunks jury is just having his way tonight with a very tough man in Tyrone Luckey.
And I like Joe DeGuardia bringing these kids in from out of town, fighting out of town, and they're just a talented kid that he'll be able to move forward with, possibly. And Luckey's trying to fight back, but he's just then standing still in the pocket. You got to move. You got to get out of town. That's where the extra miles, the running, helps you to move and get out of harm's way, which obviously he's not doing. He's learned to lose with his 4 losses, and you just can't continue fighting like that.
Luckey is getting hit with some solid shots, and twice in the last 30 seconds. When he gets hit, he shakes his head. No, but there he just shook his head yes.
Well, that means he knows he got hit pretty good. When he's shaking his head no, he's trying to, buffalo you.
And right, because both those times he was hit with powerful shots. End of round 6.
Nice combination.
Luis Franco was turning it on a little bit more and more, playing also a lot on defense.
See, Luckey's trying. He's trying, but the elusiveness of Franco is just not allowing him to land. And then he comes back and counters with 2 or 3 shots. And then he stands there in the pocket where he's got to move and get out. He's got the long arms. These taller guys got to move.
See, Jerry, they touch gloves again. Every round so far, they've come out to start the round and touch gloves. If you were in the corner of either fighter, would you tell them, hey, knock off this touching gloves?
I would tell them no, but these guys got a tough life. They're in the fight game. They're out of town all the time fighting, becoming an opponent. It's hard for them. They become,
Oh, there's no question. When this fight ends, no matter how it ends or who wins, you're going to see these guys go over to each other and embrace a show of respect. And I know they respect each other. And I know that Luis Franco has to be thinking, what is holding this Luckey up? I'm hitting him with some kind of shots.
But it's an interesting fight. And like you said, the matchmaker put on a great card here. This is a great fight for the crowd. And they're learning a lot about both these guys, who they can use and who they can't. But I'm pretty excited about Mr. Franco here. He's nice, working that left jab, steady all the time, setting them up, bobbing them underneath, landing the body shots, making them miss all night long.
And he's moving that jab around Jerry so much as he gets out of the way of a few shots. He goes upstairs with the jab. He comes downstairs with it to drop Luckey's hands down. There he hooks, double hook.
I'd like to see him. Obviously, I'd like to see Franco keep his hands up a little bit higher, because when he gets in there with a little bit more talented guy, he's going to get stuck and hit himself. Maybe he's just fighting at the level of this guy he's against, but you really need to pay attention to your defense.
Exactly. I mean, if Luckey was that big, real big kind of hitter, you think we'd see Luis Franco with those hands a lot higher and fighting a little bit different fight?
I think you probably would, and I hope that will be the case. It's a great experience for both guys. I mean, this guy, Luckey's got his hands full for a career. I mean,
little low shot by Franco as Luckey turns around, but he's okay. They continue. A little bit under 1 minute to go in the 7th round, scheduled for 8 rounds.
Nice left hook by Luckey. Franco comes right back firing.
Capacity crowd here at the Paramount Theater in Huntington, New York.
30 seconds left in the round.
And here in New York, when you hear that bang on the ring, a lot of states have the 10-second warning. Here in New York, it was a rule that I started back when I took over the commission in 1988. I brought in the 5-second bang. They took it away after I left in '95, and David Berlin, the executive director, brought it back on. It's Randy's rap, I call it.
And look at this, Franco is just beating him from pillar to post.
Round number 7 comes to an end. And Jerry, some action from that 7th round.
And once again, there's the right hand. And Franco's coming, firing right back, not stop throwing. He's bobbing and weaving, getting down, landing 2 jabs, working the body, upstairs and downstairs. Luckey has nothing to answer from, nothing. There's a little hook there. He landed a nice little hook there, but here comes Franco right back again.
Jerry, look around the arena here at the Paramount Theater. This place reminds me a lot of the old Blue Horizon in Philadelphia. Holds a little less than 2,000 people, and every seat is packed. Standing room all over.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 8th and final round.
Now, see, look, Jerry, they didn't even touch gloves. They touched gloves and they embraced. A lot of respect on the part of both fighters. Luis Franco in the red trunks and Tyrone Luckey in the black trunks with red stripe. And Jerry, it's been all, according to your scorecard and my scorecard, the unofficial scorecards, all Franco.
And these guys got a tough life. They're trying to move forward. They want to get better fights, bigger fights. They want to win championships. And this is their way to go, and it's hard coming out of town to come to a strange place and fight a guy that's got a lot of ability. And Franco has a lot of ability, and it's a great experience for him. And these great combinations. You can see him all night long. And Luckey is trying. He just can't find the spot. His timing's off.
Well, Tyrone Luckey comes from Middletown, New Jersey. And even if this fight was in Middletown with all hometown judges, I would see no way that even a hometown judge could score this one for Luckey. What I can say for him, he's shown a lot of guts tonight. He has not stopped trying. He's been outgunned on offense and on defense. It just hasn't been his night.
Takes way too many punches. You can't allow your fighter to keep getting in there like that, taking those kind of hits over and over again. And he's trying again. Here comes Franco. Watch Franco's defense is beautiful. Going to come in, look for an opening, and start scoring.
But you know, this was an opportunity for him tonight to come in and face the 13-1 Luis Franco, and maybe, just maybe, he upsets him, and then he's right back in the thick of things and fight some other good young fighters. But he seems to always go into the backyard of some of the guys. And tonight he just walked into, not that this is a hometown yet for Luis Franco, but I know the fans are going to want to see him again in bigger fights every time out.
Right, Randy. And you know, he's from Miami, Florida, Luis Franco is, and he's got tons of Latin fighters down there in Miami, Florida. He's getting a lot of experience down there in the ring, and you see it tonight. He's an experienced guy with a little bit of fights, with 15 fights.
I have heard that in Miami there, around the 5th Street gym, he's been getting a lot of sparring, and there's there's nothing more important for a fighter, of course, than conditioning. He is in condition, obviously, and he's getting that sparring, and you can see it by the way he is slipping the shot from the opening round. About 30 seconds remain, Jerry.
He's fighting this 8th round like it was the 1st round. Luis Franco is. He's just a determined guy, a lot of guts, and he can fight. I would try and strengthen him up a little bit, make a little more sting on those punches, but he's got a lot of talent.
Certainly, you're right, Jerry, and certainly if he could get a little bit more power, I'm sure Luckey would have been out of there by now. I have nothing but praise for Luckey as far as his heart is concerned. Final seconds of this fight. Watch them embrace, Jerry. No question about it. They are going to walk over. Eddie Claudio gets between them. That is no surprise, the respect they have for one another. Welcome back to Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin Fights 28. We're ready for the decision. Let's go up to ring announcer David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action here at the Paramount, we go to the judges' scorecards. Tom Carasone and Kevin Morgan both scored this bout 80-72. Tony Paolillo scores this contest 78-74. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision, Luis La Estrella Franco.
Well, 80-72 on 2 of the judges' scorecards. Luis Franco has some work in front of him before he really steps into the world stage, but he won a unanimous decision tonight. Luis Franco ups his record to 14-1-1. Tyrone Luckey, very unlucky, 8-5-2.